Are we? Yes, we are now live. What is going on, everybody? We've already got a good amount of people here. Shout out to everyone. We got some super chats and stuff to get through here. A super sticker. Thank you guys so much for okay, they're all super chats. Thank you so much, guys, for the super chats. Let's see. Before we get into those, John says, welcome to everyone waiting. Yes, welcome, guys. Glad we start. Sorry, we were a little bit late. We were just finishing up a reaction.
A mystery reaction.
A mystery reaction. You guys can try to guess what we're trying to imply there. Yeah, listen, guys, we're excited to kind of just have a chill stream tonight. Just talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Obviously, no spoilers for anything. Tariq says, I finally made it to a stream. I always miss these. Shout out to you,
What up, Tariq?
Thank you for stopping by. Melissa says, I'm off, so I'll be here until they turn off the lights. Well, Melissa, glad to see you here. Thanks for being here. We're probably not going to be on here for crazy long. Maybe maybe an hour and a half or something like that. Good amount of time. TLS says The Mist. I don't know.
I'll never know.
Potentially. I don't know.
We know. You'll never
We know, but you're gonna have to find out at some point. But let's just say whatever we watched had us. Let's just say the ending messed us up. Okay, that's all we'll say. All right, let's get into these super chats here, but that were sent in before we even started. Rodney Joyce with a $20 super chat has nothing to say. He's just showing support. Rodney has shown support several times. Thank you so much, Rodney.
Thank you, Rodney.
That means a lot, and you did it like right when we kind of like set the stream up before we, long before we got in here. If you're here right now, thanks for being here, and thank you so much for the support. It means a lot. Perfect Hand sends in a $2 super chat and says, I'm cheap. No, Perfect, you're not cheap. $2 is more than enough. Because we're not asking for anything. So
yes, hey, we're cheap actually.
Yeah.
We're free.
Yeah, we're free. But yeah, thank you, Perfect Hands. Glad to see you here. You've supported us in the past like this, and it does mean a lot. So thank you. TLS with $2 says 11:20 p.m. start time for me. Watch later. Good night, guys. All right. Hey, good night, man. Yeah, we know we're starting kind of late. It is a busy week for us, but it's been 2 weeks, so we owe you all a stream. So we decided to do a little late night talking stream. But thanks, TLJ. Maybe you can watch later, like you said. All right. Well, and then we have Chad Pietras with a $10 super chat. He has nothing to say. I believed when I checked on the chat, this was his first super chat and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so thank you, Chad, so much for the support. He had nothing to say. We'll keep an eye out. Maybe we can see you in the comment or in the chat, and we can pull up what you have to say if you have anything to say. But thank you so much for the $10 super chat. It does mean a lot. It's really helpful, and we assume you enjoy our content, so we really, really, really appreciate it. All right, let's jump into the live chat here. Hello Kitty says, did you guys think of my fan art that I sent on Instagram? Yeah, that was so cool to see. Thank you so much for sending that in. You're very talented. It was a really cool thing because we've never seen anything like that before. So thank you. Roden says, yes, the mist will F you up. Well, we don't know. Maybe it wasn't the mist. Maybe it was something else.
Claim. We don't even know.
I don't even, hey, look, I don't even remember what it was we watched. My mind is very foggy on the, on what it was. So, hey, listen. Michael T comes in with a $5 super chat, has nothing to say. Cool little profile picture there of, looks like a Powerpuff Boy, I think, on that one.
It is.
But thank you for the $5. You could have said anything you want. You just wanted to send that in. Thank you. Really appreciated. All right. When Michael T says, hi, guys. Hope you enjoyed the movie. Well, we don't know what movie you're even talking about, but it was a good movie.
Maybe we didn't even watch a movie. Maybe we're just messing with you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Lydia says, all right, y'all. It's obvious you watched The Mist. I don't know. I think
you have us mistaken.
Yeah, I think it that could be a mistake. We will tell you the movie we watched was based off a book. We'll say that much. We'll give you a little hint, but that's all we're
Actually,
gonna say.
Cam, should we just reveal the secret now? Guys, we're doing read-alongs now on YouTube, and so we read a book instead.
We read the dictionary for our first one.
It's all A for the first episode. Next is B.
Melissa says, big question. What are you guys dressing up as Halloween? We will be doing Shaggy and Scooby for our reaction to yeah, I'll be Shaggy, Zay will be Scooby. It's for our reaction to Halloween. So maybe we can get into character a little bit too, and I mean, like, I like Zoink Scoobs, let's get out of here, or something like that.
Bark. I gotta work on my impression first, guys. I can't reveal the goods yet.
Bob says your hints in Instagram gave it away. Listen, it's all up in the air. It's all like a cloud of mystery. you never know. You'll never know until it comes up.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
Daniel M says, don't forget to watch In the Line of Fire, Clint Eastwood and Gary Cole.
Yeah, I wrote that down because I can't remember everything that's in the list. I just go back and I filter the ones out that are on there multiple times. But I did put that in there, In the Line of Fire.
Okay, gotcha. Michael T, did my question to the big wheel on Friday trigger you, Cam? Did my question to the big wheel on Friday? Gonna be a little bit more
specific. To the big wheel on Friday. To the big wheel on Friday. I feel like I saw this. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I think let me see if I can find it.
Okay, well, till then, we'll keep going here. Madison says, hey guys, glad to be here. Glad to have you here, Madison. Nice to see you.
Hey, Madison.
Thanks for stopping by. And Jonathan says, those are wonderful clues, Cam. Listen, I'm not trying to say any puns. I'm not trying to be misleading, okay? I'm not trying to No, I'm not. Listen to the Oh, you know what? I won't even go any further than that, okay?
What were you about to I can only imagine. Oh my gosh. All right.
Adam Albrecht says you should watch Legend of the Falls with Brad Pitt. It's one of my favorites. Oh,
let me write that down. Michael, can you drop the comment that you had on there, the question you dropped? Because I was trying to look, but I also want to make sure I get these down.
Oh, he says, I'm Mike T298 on Twitch, by the way, if that's more helpful. Mike T. Gotcha.
Oh, I'm so stupid.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense, actually. I'm trying to think the big wheel. What was that? Mike, you're gonna have to fill me in.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fill us in, Mike.
That was a long night.
Bob says Airplane and the Naked Gun has affected your humor, Cam. Listen, me and Zay have always been one for the puns, but that has definitely enhanced it. That is for sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Michael, I see. Funny. Rodin says you're skittering around the subject like a spider. Listen.
Whoa.
Listen. I don't know what kind of acid you're trying to spit right here with that comment, okay? About a spider or anything.
Unbelievable.
Listen.
You know what, Cam? This is all your fault. Or maybe it's my fault. I don't know.
Or maybe it's the military's fault. We'll never know. We'll never know. Tariq says, will you be reacting to Dr. Sleep, the Shining sequel? Yeah, we hope to get to that at some point. A quick thing for you guys that you should know is that we're planning maybe in January or February, we're planning on doing like a really fun like sequel month. Like everything's going to be a sequel. We're going to do Dr. Sleep, hopefully. We're going to do, hopefully, Pink Panther Shot in the Dark. Aliens, because we did just do Alien. You can watch the edited version of that on Patreon right now, early access if you want to watch that. But yeah, we're hoping like maybe January would be like a fun theme, like new year, like next year, next movie, or maybe we should do February because it's the second month of the year or something like that. But yeah,
I
listen, if you
see what
guys
you're
have
doing there.
suggestions, of course you can leave a comment down below. Noxus Face says, "What's the best foreign film you two watched?" So for me, I mean, I've seen Parasite. I know Zay, you haven't.
I knew you were gonna say Parasite.
But I will say the platform was also crazy. If you guys are aware of that movie,
that was a very good film.
there is a movie right now on Netflix that I almost watched last night. That's a Spanish film called Nowhere. Apparently, it's on the top charts. So that was something I kind of was looking into, but I didn't get to it or anything. But maybe that's pretty good.
You know, it was a good one that I thought I hadn't seen. I don't know if we had mentioned it or put it on our list to watch at some point. It was a zombie film, Train to Busan.
Okay.
That's a Korean film, I think. I want to say. That's a very intense. Like, I think it's kind of like I feel like it was fell into more like a World War Z style.
Gotcha. Yeah, that would be. You've seen that though?
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't know if you have.
Okay, I haven't.
I think it's on Netflix.
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah. So.
Perfect Hand says, when you watch Aliens, ensure you watch the special edition. All right, we'll definitely look into that. Just Jason says, the Alien reaction was great. Glad you enjoyed, Jason. Glad to see you here. Yeah, we finally got the stream up today. We were planning on doing it yesterday, guys, but some things came up, so we ended up getting into it today. It was on Sunday was the main plan, but that was Zay's and his girlfriend's anniversary. So big shout out to Zay for the second year. Yeah.
In case she's watching, she might beat me up. Oh my gosh.
Rodin says, did you have to sacrifice your time?
Ooh,
listen.
How's it going?
listen. All I can say is that Say, you gotta save me here.
I gotta save you.
Let's just say all our time will be missed. It will be missed.
Okay.
Tabitha says movies over anniversaries. Hey, listen, we got time for both. Jason says, congratulations, Zay and Tina.
Thank you. Cam, listen, be careful at Rodin, man. You guys are going round for round. Just don't come up a round too short. Yeah.
That was good. Alien, Kevin says Alien is a nice prequel to one of the best action movies, Aliens. That's crazy. Imagine calling the first movie a prequel. That's how good Aliens must be. Yeah,
I've heard common thing though, right? Alien, everyone like talks about aliens, right?
Yeah, I knew one of them was like the big one. Ask the 8-Ball says, hey there, hi there, and hello. Well, hello.
Hola.
Can we ask you a question, 8-Ball? Are we going to have billions of dollars in the future?
You're only allowed to answer one response.
And if you say yes, can you explain how that's not because of inflation or anything? And it's like actually
or tax evasion.
Oh my gosh. Hello Kitty says, damn, yeah, that was a good pun. Melissa says, congrats, Zay and Tina.
Thank you.
8-Ball says, outlook not so good. Yeah. Dang. Jonathan says, it's like Terminator and T2. Yeah, I've heard Terminator 2 is like the best of all time of the Terminator movies. So the Terminator movies will be fun to get into. Huh?
Yeah, have you seen any of the Terminators?
I saw one where they were like geezers, like old, like a more recent one, and they were really
like
old.
One of the recent ones.
Yeah,
I've seen one of them, or one like sits in my memory.
Adam says billions of pennies.
Yeah. Hey, well, hold on. How much does that convert to? That's at least $10.
Jathy says loaf of bread will be $250,000. Good to see you here, Jathy. Yeah, because of inflation. Oh my gosh, that'd be insane. I remember back in my day, a loaf of bread was like $2.50, and now it's $250,000. My lord. Shane says, love your reaction videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Shane. Glad you enjoy. It is October season now, so just so you guys know, we've got some spooky movies on the list for you. Patreon has already started spooky season. They're 3 movies ahead. They have our reaction to The Fly with our girlfriends, which will come out next. Then they have the Lost Boys reaction. We did do a reaction to the Lost Boys. That one is early access as well on Patreon, and then Alien right now. And then after that will be Night of the Living Dead, the 1968 George Romero version. And after that, we just recorded the Conjuring reaction. That movie has us shook still to this day. So
I don't know why we went back. I don't know why I went back and watched it again.
Because that was something Zay has seen before, but I haven't, and it was brutal.
I realized that why my mind suppressed those memories and just reawakened everything.
Mark Lester with a $1.99 super chat has nothing to say. Thank you so much, Mark. Of course, as you guys know, we will be prioritizing super chats as always. If there's a super chat, that will be read over the live chats. But of course, obviously, we hope to get to the live chats as well. We've gotten through a few right now, which is great. So thank you, Mark Lester. He had nothing to say, just $1.99. Much appreciated. Perfect Hand comes in with a $2 super chat. Says 3rd time voting for Pumpkinhead. Yes, Pumpkinhead, man, that's been heavily considered. We've got quite a big amount of reactions already recorded for Halloween season, spooky season, and we obviously don't want to spill over into November. I'm not sure we're going to get to Pumpkinhead this season, but that doesn't mean we can't watch it during another month. We're not only doing horror movies in October, so that could be definitely something we check out soon anyways. But yeah, Pumpkinhead was competing up. We were very close. I don't remember what movie I think it was Night of the Living Dead. I think we were going to do Pumpkinhead, but we decided Night of the Living Dead over it or something like that. But yeah, it was it was up there. But thanks for submitting it, because we do want to get to it at some point.
Knox of Spades said, just above Mark Lester's super chat, have you two read any books that were adapted into a film? If so, which ones are your faves?
Wait, okay, that's a tricky question, because are we talking about the books or the movies that were the adaptation?
Which films I think were our favorite, but films that were adaptations of a book, like which ones were your favorite? I guess because you can compare it, like compared to the book, did you enjoy that adaptation? Like,
Okay, I will tell you guys this. Go ahead.
No, because I was gonna say, but it has to be ones we've read. I'll say Maze Runner was dope.
Yeah, you took my answer. Go fuck yourself. No, yeah. I saw the Maze Runner movie, the first one, and then I read the books, and I thought the Maze Runner series, the books were amazing. I was immersed. I loved it. I couldn't stand the sequels. I thought the first movie still holds up to the books a little bit. I don't like why they leaved out certain things. But the sequels of the books were so much better than the movies. And I also read the Hunger Games Mockingjay, and I didn't think the adaptations were as good.
I'd say definitely Maze Runner, the first one's definitely up there. Outsiders is up there.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, The Giver, that was pretty good too. I don't know if you ever read The Giver and saw the movie.
I've heard that it was like a book and it was a good adaptation or something like that.
Yeah. Other than that, those are like my top 3, I think.
Okay. Well, thank you, Knox. James Jackson with a $20 smackaroonie says, hey, dudes, I have no time to stay, but want to throw a recommendation for Requiem for a Dream. Have a great night. Literally came in, slapped us in the face with the $20 super chat and said, watch this shit and peace. So thank you, James Jackson, for this $20 super chat. It means a lot. Maybe you're watching this later once this has already been recorded and everything. Requiem for a Dream. That's come up a few times, hasn't it? In
It
our suggestions.
has. Yes, it has.
I don't know if
Yes,
I
it
know
has.
anything about it, but I've heard of the movie before. I know the song. I believe there's a song, Requiem for a Dream, and it's like a famous song, and it's like you'll know it once you hear it, but I don't remember how it goes until I hear it, and I'll be like, that was Requiem for a Dream. Maybe it's from
Okay.
the movie, but yeah, don't know anything about this movie. Um,
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I've heard of it, but I'm not really sure. It's one of those titles that doesn't really uh give you much to go off of, I would say.
okay, okay. All right. Well, thank you, James Jackson, so much for smacking us across his face with that 20 smackaroonie. That'll be a movie that we'll have to look into, Requiem from a Dream. Just so you guys know, we don't plan on going anywhere. So we do plan to get to a lot of movies, and hopefully we do get to that one because it has been suggested before, and I think I've heard good things about it. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, James. Kevin comes in with a $25 brick to the forehead. Thank you, thank you, Kevin, for the $25 super chat. Means a lot. He says funniest buddy cop movies after Spooky October. 1, Hot Fuzz. 2, The Other Guys. 3, Loaded Weapon. I've heard of all 3. I've actually seen The Other Guys. That movie is absolutely hilarious. Did you just yell America when you hit on the gas pedal?
I actually didn't I haven't seen The Other Guys.
Really?
I've only
Oh,
seen
have to do it.
I've seen one clip of it though. I've seen
Okay.
one clip where Will Ferrell's talking to Mark Wahlberg and he was like he's like, "You were lying. I was a
Yeah.
tuna. I go get all my tuna friends."
Yeah. He's like, "Now you're stranded in our water."
Whoa.
Like, what are you gonna
Game
do?
over, buddy. Game
Yeah.
over.
That movie is great. We have to watch that at some point. Even though I've seen it and you haven't, we'll watch it for you. Hot Fuzz and Loaded Weapon, I have not seen either of those. I've heard
Now
great
nearby.
things. I know Hot Fuzz is the one of those. It's part of a trilogy of movies with the 2 guys. The other one being Shaun of the Dead, and then I don't remember. Is Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and I think At World's End is the 3rd in that trilogy. Um,
Okay.
but those would be really fun to get to. Maybe we do get through the whole trilogy in November. That could be a fun thing to do because our November is really empty right now. We don't have any solid plans for November.
Mhm.
We are thinking about maybe doing like a really good military movie for Veterans Day, but our November is very open for anything right now.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. We have room to kind of whittle some or to slide some movies in. So
yeah, but I've heard of Loaded Weapon as well. Loaded Weapon, I think that's with, or no, I'm thinking of Lethal Weapon. I haven't heard of Loaded Weapon.
I also now think that I was thinking of Lethal Weapon that now that you said that, I think I was thinking of Lethal Weapon. Maybe no, maybe I have heard of Loaded Weapon, but I don't know anything about it. I can say that.
All right, something to look into. Thanks so much, Kevin. Looking good there in your profile picture, and thank you again. All right, Tariq with a $2 super chat says, "Much love from Long Island, New York." Shout out to you, Tariq. Glad you could make it to the stream. Shout out to Long Island. Yeah, it's Long Island. Okay, that was like
Oh,
Jamaican. I
never
don't know
do
what I
that.
was doing
Oh
there.
man.
Hey, sometimes
If
we gotta take
any
risks.
if
Sometimes
any of my
go ahead.
friends from
Say
school are
anything. I'm just gonna try an impression of it. Just say anything. Go.
what say anything?
Anything. I'm gonna give it an impression.
Russian mobster.
Hey, yo, you, what are you doing here, bro? I'm going to mess you up, bro.
All
Hey,
right, now that we offended anyone that's Russian or from Long Island in the chat, we
hey,
appreciate
it's all good. It's all good. All right. It's all love. Thank you. Thank you again, Tariq. Much love, from Cam&Zay. All right. Madison with a $9.99 super chat says the Spiderwick Chronicles was my favorite childhood book and a great movie. Have you heard or seen that?
Heard of it. I've actually never seen I remember that. Like that wow, that was like a nostalgia flashback. I never actually seen it
I
or read
have
it.
never read Spiderwick Chronicles. I've heard about it, but I believe I either if it's a show or it's a movie. I think I've seen the movie. I think. I know I've seen some of it. I remember, like, starting it. I might have seen the whole thing.
Okay.
But I don't really remember anything from it. So I must have been a while ago. Um, what?
Just everyone said that your Russian sounds like you're from Transylvania. It's just like Dracula.
Ah, 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 bro. Um,
Spiderwick. Now I'm interested now in those books because I never got to read them, but I remember people always talking about them back in school, but I never got into it. I don't know why.
yeah, okay. Well, thank you, Madison, for the suggestion. I believe you also like Harry Potter. Maybe that was somebody else, but if you do like Harry Potter, there might be a theme there. Maybe Spiderwick is like a magical theme to it or something like that. But I'm just shooting a shot in the dark on this one. But thank you so much for the
And
9.99.
and R.I.P. Michael Gambon, who passed away, played Dumbledore in like
Oh
most
yeah,
in
yeah,
most of the
yeah,
films, just passed
yeah.
away.
Rest in peace. Thank you, Madison. Mark Lester with a 199 says y'all should try some Hitchcock flicks. Classic. Hitchcock is a OG director.
Mhm.
And Zay and I have seen Psycho before. We haven't seen Birds, so
No,
maybe
we
we will
haven't.
watch Birds at some point. I don't. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know other Hitchcock flicks that come to my mind immediately. Zay, what about you?
Um, Not off the top of my head, not that
Mm-hmm.
I can think of. I'm sure one will come to us though as we go through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, but we'll look into those. Thank you so much,
Mhm.
Mark. We'll have to do that. Um, Bob S says, oh, just sends in a $10 super chat, has nothing to say. Bob, thank you so much. It's so great to see you here, and to show the support like this is really meaningful. Thank you, Bob. Has nothing to say. Zay, just keep an eye out in the live. Maybe he has something to say. He made a mistake
Yep.
or something like that. But thank you, Bob. Thank you so much. Michael T with a $5 super chat says, I know Zay hasn't seen it yet, but have you ever seen Hocus Pocus, Cam? Maybe for next Halloween if you haven't. Well, listen, if one of us hasn't seen the movie, we'll still do a reaction to it for the other person. And believe I have seen Hocus Pocus with the witches and all that. Yeah, that's a fun movie. That would be really cool to do for next Halloween potentially. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
I
think
have.
Tina's seen that, and she's trying to get me to watch it before as well. So
Oh, okay.
maybe we do. I don't know if Nat has seen it. Maybe we bring the girls in for
Yeah,
another
and
reaction.
me and Tina could be you and Nat's guide or something like that. Um,
Exactly.
cool. All right. Well, thank you, Mike. Thanks for the suggestion. And with the $5 super chat. Really means a lot. All right. Zay, before we get into some of these live comments here, I'm gonna go ahead and give you an impression. You gotta just try. You gotta try. Be brave, be bold. Just go. Just off the top of your head. Okay.
Okay.
Um yeah, uh 3, 2, 1. Yeah, werewolf. Okay, that's good. Practicing for your Shaggy or your Scooby. Um, all right, let's go into the
I think I
live
nailed
chat
that one.
here. Uh, Ask the Eight Ball says you should watch In the Light of the Moon 2000. Tells the true story of Ed Gein, who provided inspiration for Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Silence of the Lambs. Ooh, that's spooky.
Okay.
Um,
Interesting.
In the Light of the Moon. That's a cool name, but yeah, that is freaky. Sounds freaky. JT, uh, JT No BS Reviews says, for the love of God, do not watch a film called Bird Emic. That about like a
Um,
bird pandemic?
I now want to watch that.
Yeah, don't bring up any bad movie ideas. Zay still wants to watch Velocipaster.
I will get a reaction out of this man to the Velociraptor. I almost said Velociraptor, but it's way cooler that he's a pastor.
um, oh, okay. We've got a $10 super chat here from Melissa. Melissa, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I'm glad you're sticking around. She says, what about Disaster November? All disaster movies straight through. Do you guys like pumpkin spice or are you guys over it? Auto tune for me, Cam. Well, she asked for it. When you ask, you shall receive the auto tune.
You done?
Yep. She says, "What? What about Disaster November? All disaster movies straight through. Do you guys like Pumpkin Spice? Or are you guys over it? Let's. These are some serious. This is a serious topic here. Let's get through this.
I just heard this man
Disaster
Starbucks
November.
order for the first time, so this will be interesting. The second part.
So, Disaster November. That's an interesting option. Disaster movies all the way straight through. We'd have to get some disaster movie suggestions. We speaking of disaster movies, we did have an idea. Now that we're doing live streams, we can kind of bounce some ideas off of you guys, the audience, because me and Zay have been talking to each other and we're like, should we do this? This would either be really stupid and everybody would hate it, or this would be really fun and everybody would love it. But there's some like there's pros and cons to it. We're just gonna shoot at you the first idea. So one of the things we wanted to do was do something like, we're not going to do it unless everybody wants us to do it. But one idea we had was like more of an interactive reaction from us in terms of like maybe like, so we were thinking, what if we watched the movie Inferno or Tower Inferno, Tower Inferno, whatever it's called, because it's a fire movie, and we just ate really spicy shit the whole time. So we're like sweating, crying, freaking out, but we're also watching a movie about fire. So either that's a horrible idea and everyone's going to hate it, or it's a really fun idea and everybody's going to love it.
What happens when like watch Aquaman?
Yeah, we're just fucking dumping water on our heads the entire time.
Or I'm in an aquarium. I said myself.
That's an idea that we had, but we didn't go through with it because we're like, yeah, we don't know if everyone's gonna like it. But hey, if you guys think it's a good idea, maybe that's something we do. And that's a disaster movie, so maybe we just do it for disaster movies. We just put ourselves in peril situations or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's something we could do for November. We would have to get a good list. That's what we were gonna do.
Yeah.
And she says, do you guys like pumpkin spice? Are you guys over it? You can never be over pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice is amazing, and it's perfect for October and November and things like that. So for pumpkin spice, I say keep it coming. What about you, Zay? What do you say about pumpkin spice?
Pumpkin spice is okay. It's not. Let's not act like it's the bee's knees here.
Okay, all right. We're gonna do this right now. What do you think of pumpkin pie? Because your answer to this will tell me everything I need to know.
I'm an apple pie guy.
Okay, yeah. So you're just an irrational human. That's what I'm hearing.
Like pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie is delicious.
It's good for the first couple times.
Apple pie is better, but pumpkin pie is still really, really good.
Oh, so then you're in the same. Shut up.
No, I don't think you're giving pumpkin pie enough praise.
Sorry, I just Oh, an apple crisp. Ooh.
Okay, give me an impression. Go.
What?
Real quick.
What? You got to name one. I don't.
Just say something and I'll try it.
Peanut butter. What? Wait, you said I have to say something?
That was my peanut butter. I was peanut butter.
Oh, you want to do an impression?
Yeah.
You want to do an impression? John Cena.
Hey, you want the... I don't watch wrestling.
Yeah,
hey,
he missed the perfect moment.
Smoke?
No, you gotta. Because this whole thing is you can't see me. All you had to do is like just get out of the way of the camera.
Hey,
it's too late.
You can't see me.
No, that's not the.
You want the smoke?
Cut the want the smoke part out. let's just kibosh that piece.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Melissa. Madison with a 4.99 says, yes, that was me. I do love Harry Potter. I must say the Spider-Man Chronicles is a fantasy adventure thing. Same thing with Harry Potter. Okay, yeah. So I thought that was right. Well, yeah. Hey, listen. Perfect. Spider-Man Chronicles, fantasy adventure. Those are really fun. Harry Potter, because you said you've never seen any of the Harry Potters, right? So yeah, and I barely remember things from them. I know some like crucial things just from pop culture and stuff, but overall, I don't remember much from them. So we'll get into those movies at some point soon, or at some point. I can't say soon yet because it is a commitment. It is 8 movies, so
and we have a lot on these lists.
Yeah. So, but hey, all right. Glad I recognize you. All right.
Real quick, because I just see Hello Kitty asked at like 12:05. Is that a demon behind you? That's George. I don't know if you're talking about these two. That's Gengar. And that he is Gengar's overseer. to make
Wait,
sure.
why do you have a dead bird? Is that like because? Or what are you trying to do?
Huh?
I have a real bird and you have a dead bird. What is this? Is
They
that
could be
supposed to be
friends.
some kind of hint?
They could be friends.
My friend,
Skelly.
his name
Max.
Skelly.
Nickname, yeah. For Skellebones.
Melissa says yes. Towering Inferno. I love your idea to mix food with the movie. And Michael says just as long as it doesn't cause you lose focus, too much focus, I would say, unless you do it with deliberately terrible movies. Yeah, maybe we do it deliberately terrible movies because we do think it would cause us to lose focus. Point blank period.
And we definitely would have to make sure our mics aren't like picking us up like,
yeah,
let's make sure we turn on our mics.
Tariq with a $5 super chat says, can one of you do the Bane voice?
You can actually, right? Yeah.
You think the darkness is your ally. You were merely adopted by it. I was born in it. That's my Vane voice. Oh, you motherfucker.
I was just going to say, I'm not the only one that had 9 inches of long
wrist. That's a shout out to a College Humor sketch. If you guys haven't seen the Batman College Humor sketches, they're so funny. There's like,
gosh.
What's that crab on your face, Bane?
Listen, man who breathes
like,
to a crab.
Yeah, he's like, you motherfucker. He's like,
so if I touch this button in the right spot, there's an explosion.
It was I behind everything, Batman. All right, thank you, Tariq, for the $5 super chat. There you go. There's your Bane impression. Noxus Spades with a Canada 10. Thank you so much, Noxus Spades, for the $10 Canada super chat. It means a lot. Zay, she says, Zay, have you read Brokeback? I think you mentioned being interested in reading it. Also, what is your guys' favorite thing about watching a film? Ooh.
No, I haven't gotten to get into the Brokeback or get into read into that, the backstory of it. And I'll just hop right into the second piece as well.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite part about film, I guess now is getting to watch with Cam because we get to like riff off each other.
Now I'm gonna sound selfish because I was gonna say that, but I was like, I feel like
there's two parts to my answer. If it's just if it's like me and Cam for reactions, then it's cool because we get to riff, discuss it, post it, kind of like develop our ideas on it. Favorite part about watching a movie, if I was like by myself watching a film, man, I guess I'm a big like sound guy, like music and all that type of stuff. So I guess getting to hear and getting to listen for how they utilize scores and how they can build up intensity and drive emotion through the use of like scores and soundtracks and all that stuff, I think is very, very cool because it can be very subtle, but it can also be super, super impactful. Even the absence of sound. There was a ton of silence used in a very good ways, which I didn't get to mention in our reaction we just recorded. There's a lot of useful moments of silence. So that's what I would say.
Yeah. That's a good answer. For me, I would honestly say when I'm watching with Zay, getting to watch with him, that's not a cop out. That's true. But like if it was like in general, like including like if I'm by myself or with someone else, it's the emotions. A lot of the time during my day, I'm busy, schoolwork. I got to do things like that. I'm not that much of like I don't experience emotions, but like my day isn't like these roller coaster of emotions like movies can produce, and it really brings out those different sides of life and those different feelings that you can have. And when a movie does that really well, like really gets you to experience and feel those emotions, I think it weighs heavily on my opinion on rating it. Because that's one of the big things that movies are meant to do. They're meant to like take you away for a little bit and make you feel all these different feelings, and it makes me feel more like lively when I'm feeling those emotions. So I think my favorite thing about watching a film, aside from like being able to watch with Zay and stuff, would be like the emotions that they can evoke at certain times.
Yeah, I mean, it also can kind of drive you to like think about like times that you felt those emotions that you're seeing in a movie, especially if like you can relate to moments in the movie. There can be some like a lot of nostalgia that's built up, or like even if it's like sad, like it'd be, I don't know, there's a lot through emotion. So that's definitely a good answer, Cam.
Yeah, thanks. Michael, thank you again, Knox, for the $10 super chat. And that was a really, really good question. Yeah. Michael T with a $10 smackajuni. He shoved that pill down our throat and said, take it. This medicine's good for you. Thank you, Michael. He says, will you be doing Christmas movies in December? If you haven't seen it yet, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is a good one to check out. If you don't celebrate, oops, disregard. No, we did National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation last Christmas. So you can check out our reaction to that right now if you want. That should be fun. But yeah, we do want to do Christmas movies in December. I think last December we were going to do It's a Wonderful Life, but we decided to move that to this December, so hopefully we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I believe the movie Big takes place around Christmas. I have seen it. Zay hasn't, so that would be a fun one to do. Zay has to talk to his girlfriend if she's seen Elf. My girlfriend hasn't seen Elf, but
Oh no,
Zay,
she did. She has seen Elf. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know.
So
That would have
probably
been
not
beautiful
Elf.
if we could have.
I'll probably watch Elf with Natalie, just us two. But we do gotta look into some more Christmas movies because we have seen the classics like Elf and things like that. But yeah, we do plan on doing Christmas movies in December. So yeah.
I know some people were. What's the movie? There was like a slasher Christmas movie people had suggested.
Bad Santa or something, or Black Christmas, maybe.
Black Christmas.
Yeah, we could do that at some point. Thank you, Michael, for the $10 super chat.
Okay. I think the super chats have gone from us complimenting them to now it's going to be you guys apparently are assaulting us every time you donate money.
Adam.
I saw that one. Adam.
There it is. Adam says, I have a question. How do you know each other? Well, do you want the real story or the much more fun fake story that I'm conjuring up in my head right now?
I want to hear this fake. How about you tell the fake story that you're conjuring up? I'll tell the real story.
Okay, here's the fake story. The fake story is we were both traveling, and we were like 7 years old. We're going down the highway. He's in one car, I'm in the other car. And I see him stick his hand out, and I knew this was an opportunity to have the best high five of my entire fucking life. So I stuck my hand out, and once we high fived, our hands connected, grabbed, and stopped the cars. So we knew our friendship. Huh?
Even time itself stopped.
Yeah, water was spilling, and my dad was like, "Oh!" and the water was just, and we knew that our friendship was. Had to happen at that point.
And then there was a 360 panoramic, and all of a sudden the song "Life Could Be a Dream," Life Could Be a Dream started playing, and it just like that, we were like, "Are we best friends right
now?" No, but the real story is we met at summer camp. So
yeah, not as cool. Cameron came up to me. I was sitting kind of by myself. Cameron's extroverted. I'm an introverted extrovert. I engage with people if they engage me. Otherwise, I'm like, okay, I can sit here and play with whatever I'm doing on my phone. And Cam came up and he's like, yo, you want to go? We started talking to me. He's like, you want to see a movie? I was like, yeah. And we went and saw a movie. And I mean, look at that. We started off with movies and now look at us.
Yeah, I can't remember for the life of me what movie it was.
I have no idea. I don't even know. That's a great question. If I ever remember one day, I'd love to know.
All right. Well, good question, Adam. Bob asks, with a $5 arrow to the shoulder. Thank you, Bob S, for the $5 super chat. Bob S says Richard Donner's Superman 1 and 2, Tim Burton's Batman and Batman Returns, and what started your love of movies. Okay, so let's break it down. Richard Donner's Superman 1 and 2. I don't know which Superman those were. I think I've seen the one with Brandon Routh. I don't know. I don't believe I've seen any of the Christopher Reeves one. I think I saw the Superman where Lex Luthor has a submarine or something like that. I don't remember for sure. But we'll have to look into those. Zay, have you seen any of the older Superman?
I don't think I have, actually. I don't think so. I want to say I did, but I don't think I did. I think I've only seen like the older Hulks are like the only things I've ever seen. Like if we're talking like back in the day.
Okay.
Like Lou Ferrigno Hulk.
Okay. And he says Tim Burton's Batman and Batman Returns. Yeah, I haven't seen either of those. I did watch the new Flash movie, which was disappointing to me. But because the Flash has always been my favorite comic book character, and I just don't. But I did see Michael Keaton in those movies, so And I believe that's the Tim Burton Batman. But I haven't seen the actual Batman movies. So, but I've heard great things. Zay, have you seen the Tim Burton Batman movies?
If it has, if one of them has the penguin in it,
Oh, I don't think so.
then no.
I don't
I've seen
like
one
you've
that,
seen the one with the penguin with the long nose, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I've
yeah,
seen.
yeah.
I think I've seen that one too. But I
I don't
don't think
know. I don't know what one that is, but yeah, I've seen that one.
I think that's like the George Clooney one or something like that.
All right. Well,
And he says, what started your love of movies? I think my love of movies, I was really, really young. You know how everybody has that dream job when they're a child? My dream job was to become a director. That's like what I wanted to do. And I think my love of movies started, just because it was something it was always a fun thing I used to do with my family where we'd all sit down and watch a movie and we all got to pick one. It was just a fun thing to do with your family at night when you were a kid, where it's like, oh, I can't wait to watch this. I can't wait to watch that. And I mean, I always grew up with them, and they were always something I looked forward to doing. And I remember when I first got my camera, or when I first started recording things, I always had a real like fun time recording things and like stitching things together and editing. And I just kind of developed a appreciation for the work behind it as well as the art itself. So that's how it started for me. Zay, what about you?
what started my love for movies? Probably the YouTube channel, because I really never watched. I was not a big like TV or movie guy for like. I mean, Cam and I would go see movies back when we were kids, but I mean, your dad had free tickets. I'm not gonna turn down.
You
free
were like a
tickets to movies.
casual audience type.
Yeah, I was never like, I like, maybe, you know what, if I had to say like one that like really started, I thought maybe if I had to pick like a movie that or movies that kind of like some movies that started to get me into like, damn, like that was good, like I'm paying attention to what's going on. Star Wars, like I saw, I think I actually still have the ticket stub from when I went to see the Phantom Menace when it was in theaters. Movies like, Marvel, I think just all the Marvel films like built up to where I am now. Like just the storylines and how everything, and Cam was so enthralled with all that. He's providing me background information, and a lot of it comes from Cameron providing me information and stuff I don't even know about. I'm like, damn, that's really cool. Like that's a cool fact to know. And it's like it's like trivia, like, hey, do you know this about this movie? And people are like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm like, nice. So it just kind of slowly built up over time. But now I can't see myself not watching like a movie or two or six a week.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the type of movies that we're watching now is incredible, and it gives us way more insight to certain references and things like that, and it allows you to have conversations with more people of different ages, where you can relate to them and share those experiences, which is absolutely great. But thank you, Bob. Great question, and thank you for the $5. Jonathan Boblets with a 1999 concussion blast. Thank you, Jonathan, for the 1999 super chat. You were there for our Dear Zachary live watch along. It was fun to have you there. Jonathan says, I'm seconding Bob's recommendation for Superman and Batman. Okay. And he's not only seconding it, he's seconding it with huge force here with a 1999 super chat. So we could put that down in bold on the list. You got those written down, Zay?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you, John. Thank you for the support. It means so much. You didn't need to send in that much, but you did. Yes, thanks again, John, and glad to see you here. All right, let's hop on over to the live chat, see what everyone's got going on. On Vesuvi says, movies are great. Oh, here they go. Movies are great. They're entertainment and education and often inspirational. Yes, absolutely. Movies are an amazing form of storytelling. And, stories are important in life. They help people relate those stories to their lives. They can, like you said, provide inspiration, lessons. Lessons are huge. Yeah, those are great reasons as well. Movies are amazing.
If Hello Kitty at 1221 asked, have you guys ever wanted to watch the Final Destination movies? Have you seen Final Destination?
I remember when I must have been like, I think I was like 11 or 12. I watched the first one, and then I watched all of them. I love like the lore behind them and the connection of the characters and stuff.
Interesting.
I've seen them all, and they're really fun movies. What about you, Zay?
I've never seen any. I've seen a clip of one.
Oh,
And it
yeah?
was like one of the newer ones. It was when like the tire came off of a car, like a racetrack.
Oh, it's crazy. And they
Yeah.
do a really good job at making you feel like it like they make you go back and forth like, is this a coincidence? And you're like, some of the things happening here, like, require some kind of intervention. So it
Right,
makes you go
right.
back and forth to like, this is a coincidence, this is not a coincidence. And it's really fun. As Staple says,
And
who was a better Flash, Ezra Miller or Grant Gustin? I prefer Gustin as well. I do think that the Flash show shit the bed after like the 4th season. But I did love Zay knows I loved the Flash the first season, the second season. I went to Comic-Con as spoiler alert for the show. I went to Comic-Con as Zoom dressed up as Jay Garrick because that was one of the twists in the show. And yeah, I loved the Flash show, but I do think it went to absolute crap.
I've never seen any of the Flash stuff, but would like to at least watch the first 2 seasons of the show because Cam loved it so much. So I was like, it has piqued my interest.
Oh, it gives you so much chills when they're like, when like Barry is like, I don't know what to do, and the guy is like, run, Barry, run. And he's like, it's so cool.
That's
yeah.
I don't know if April asked this twice or someone else had asked this, but at 12:23, have you seen Howard the Duck? It's the first ever Marvel film.
I haven't seen the movie, but I'm very well aware of it, and I know that the character appears throughout the Marvel universe as like a cameo in some areas.
I've never even heard of that.
It's a pretty crazy film, I believe. Is it rated R? It's supposed to be really weird.
Yeah. I think they kind of brought it up when they were talking about movies that are like not great, I think. So that's why I was like, oh, be interesting. And then Tariq asked, what's the thought on the Fast and Furious movies? And I don't know if you've seen any of those. I think that they made too many of them. I've never actually watched them all. However, there's no way that they can keep doing it. How do they keep doing it?
I think I've seen like one here or there. The most recent one I've seen was, I think it was Fast 9, and that was
It's like, I just looked
that
at
was
where we
fun.
started.
It was fun as like a Velocipaster experience, like watching it and just trying to see what they're trying to like. Come on, because this part was in a trailer. Like, come on, you're telling me that car used a broken rope bridge to swing across a canyon?
Yeah,
you're telling me that's what happened right there? Like Tarzan, like a car, like it held up. Like, get out of here,
bro. I just love like how it started. It's like late night city vibes. People are like burning out, break dancing. It's like all this crazy shit. It's like drag burnouts, hot girls like in bikinis holding these cards up to race. And then I look at like a trailer one day. I'm like, are they military personnel now? Is that The Rock? What's happening?
The villain wants to explode the planet.
And they recruited who to save this? Okay, well,
is that a Kia in space? What is going on here?
Car just do a triple backflip. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect Hand with a $2 flick to the eyeball says throwing a vote in for The Wrestler and In Bruges. The Wrestler, I've heard amazing things about that. Zay, you brought that up to me and told me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's that is one of my parents' favorite films. They loved it.
That's one we have to get to at some point.
Yeah.
And In Bruges, I've heard that name before, and I think it's done by a popular director, but I don't remember anything else about it. Is it a war movie? I don't remember for sure. But Zay, do you know anything about In Bruges?
No, I've never even heard of that.
Okay. Well, something we'll have to look into. Thank you, Perfect Hand, for the $2 super chat. Let's see here. We have Noxus Spade says, what are some of your favorite childhood films, and which do you think would hold up, and which do you think likely aged poorly? A lot of my childhood films probably aren't going to be based off of their cinematic, like how good they are cinematically, and probably more like of a sentimental attachment or something that I really enjoyed. I remember being a kid, I watched Tenacious D like 1,000 times. I thought that movie was so fun. I really liked a lot of Jim Carrey movies. Bruce Almighty, for me, that movie still holds up. And that was a really, really, really fun movie as a kid. I watched a lot of times. Zay, what about you?
A lot of my childhood was like, okay, one of my favorite childhood films, I watched it all the time, was Mighty Ducks. I loved that film. That was great.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
like yeah, one of my faves. But, like, I watched a lot of Disney stuff when I was growing, like, a lot, like, a ton. And then I got really pissed off when I was brought to my attention that, like, the scene in Jungle Book where they're walking across, like, the log. Yeah, that's recycled animation. It's
I
used
saw
again
that.
in
Yeah, I
Winnie the
saw
Pooh.
that.
Yeah, Baloo playing or whatever was playing like an instrument that like banjo scenes reused in like Robin Hood. What are we doing? They robbed me. They robbed me. But I was a huge Disney fan growing up as a kid. I did watch Mighty Ducks. I also watched a lot of like sports stuff, like documentaries on the Giants and the New York Knicks and stuff. My taste and stuff is very Big Daddy. That was probably my all-time favorite
Yes.
childhood film. And that absolutely holds up.
Yeah, that was a
I
great
still quote
movie
that.
as
I still
well.
quote that movie.
Mark Lester says, "Good night, all. Keep it up with the channel." Thank you, Mark Lester. Have a good night, and thank you for the support. It means a lot. A lot of people are saying Mark Lester's Prez in Bruges is good. Perfect Hand
Okay.
backs it up again.
Wow.
On Vesuvi backs it up. Okay, yeah, a lot of people, and you met the director. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, being able to see a director like a screening or something would be so dope. Uh, Melissa says movies are a great escape from our reality. That's why I love sci-fi so much. Yeah, sci-fi are really, really fun movies if done right.
Yeah, I was gonna say they have to be done right, but when they are,
Yeah, sci-fis can be really, really fun. I think
sci-fi, fantasy, all that stuff can be like, whoa.
yeah, I did grow up on like the Marvel movies, of course. Like Iron Man came out when I was 10, so it was like the perfect time to like snatch me up into that universe. I always watched the movies when they came out and stuff like that. I think you kind of would consider those sci-fi, maybe probably like superhero fantasy or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
John with a 4.99 clap to the nose. John says, "Speaking of classic Disney, have either of you seen Bed Knobs and Broomsticks?"
No,
I don't.
I've never even heard of that. Bed knobs and broomsticks. That's a
Yeah,
wild title.
yeah. I don't know anything about that, but that made me think of the movie with the kid and Merlin the wizard, and like there's that scene where the witch is singing and the broomsticks and everything is like dancing. Have you
Oh
seen that?
yeah, yeah. But what movie is that? Why can't I think of
This
the
like
name?
the some maybe that was like the Sorcerer's Stone or something, but they turned into like different animals and stuff. I
Yeah,
loved that
yeah.
movie growing up. But thank you, John. We'll have to look into Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. Um, Thank you for the 4.99. All right, let's get back to the liveronis.
Ooh, sorry. James French just said, do you guys ride a skateboard?
I used to skateboard a lot in middle school, and then I transitioned to longboarding, and then I kind of haven't done much of that recently. I used to longboard around my campus. But yeah, not too much anymore. It'd be fun to get back into if I had the time. But I mainly skated like straight with a little bit of vert. But yeah, it was fun. I was never the best or anything, but I could, I could not embarrass myself at a skate park.
I skateboarded once and the board went out from under me and I got the wind knocked out of me, and that skateboard collected dust ever since that
That's
moment.
everybody's first experience with a skateboard.
Yeah,
Just
I
slips on with
realized
them and
I
then you land.
realized that I wanted to be my last experience with a skateboard. I did longboard though when we back when Cam and I lived near each other. We went longboarding a couple times just kind of around neighborhood.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was fun. Wally says, "How about old school sci-fi? Have you seen the original Clash of the Titans? Would love to see your reaction to the effects." No, I haven't, but I have taken a great appreciation for these types of old school practical effects and stuff. I think they're done very, very well. Things like The Thing, even The Fly.
Mhm.
All of these movies do a great job at it makes me miss practical effects, like, you know?
Yeah, because it required a level of creativeness that I feel like gets lost nowadays where people are like, well, we can use CGI to do it. And like, sometimes like CGI is done really well where you don't notice it. Like, or like you're too enveloped in the movie to like really be like, oh, that's obviously CGI. But then sometimes it's really bad. And some practical effects can again, The Fly and The Thing were great examples of practical effects that were just done so well. You're like, damn. Like you're like, how the hell did they really pull that off? So I would, yeah, and I would for the Clash of Titans, I've seen the 2010 one, not the old school one. There's one that came out in 2010, but there's a 1981 version as well.
Wow. Okay, yeah. Well, that would be fun to check out because I know you and I both love Greek mythology and things like that. Um, a couple people in the chat are heading to sleep. Have a good night, guys. Hope you sleep well. And to those that are still here, Hello Kitty says you guys should watch Cocaine Bear. That would be fun. I'm sure we
Yes.
would have a blast with that.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, we could, yeah. Okay. Thanks for the suggestion. I've seen the trailer. It seems pretty crazy. And it's based on like a it's like kind of a true story, but it's not. Like they totally took too many liberties, but there
Oh,
was a
yeah.
story of a
Bear
bear
that-
that they yeah.
Got into cocaine. Oh gosh.
Okay.
So funny.
Aunt Vesuvi backs up bed knobs and broomsticks.
And Cocaine Bear as well at the bottom. She said it was great.
Oh, Cocaine Bear was great. Yeah, he's just loosely based in truth. Very loose. What else do we got here?
Let's see.
Still Life has we like VeggieTales. I remember watching VeggieTales growing up.
I didn't really watch much VeggieTales. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Really?
That's like, yeah. I think they kind of freaked me out a little bit. Like, I mean, come on.
You're just
I don't
staring at
like
broccoli, thinking about life
'cause
for a
I
second.
don't I don't like vegetables that much as a kid. And then
To be
like,
fair,
watching
one of the main vegetables in VeggieTales was a tomato, and that was a fruit. So I don't know if they got
yeah,
that
so
shit right.
they weren't even correct in the first place.
Adam says, "What movie made you emotional and you couldn't stop thinking about what you just watched?" That's good.
That's a tough one. Let me think here.
Oh,
Emotional.
Guardians
Yeah,
of the Galaxy Volume 3.
definitely not what I was expecting. Okay.
What were you saying?
I said that I definitely wasn't expecting that. I was still thinking. Does it have to be a film?
Yes, that's the question.
Well,
Can it
like,
just
'cause,
be like a life event that just ruined?
Yeah, can it just be like a traumatizing life event? No, I was thinking more because I was gonna think like I thought of like an episode instantly of a show.
Okay, sure, you could do that.
And it was the concentration camp scene.
Oh, in
Yeah.
the brothers, yeah.
Yeah, because that had me like fucked. Like, I mean, it just like was one of those moments where you really just sit back. You just think about like the history, and you're just like, damn, that like that's not. They didn't just conjure that up in their brains. Like that happened. That was happening to individuals. I don't really get very emotional typically in movies. Usually, yeah, we've seen Cameron cries in movies. I respect it. I guess I'm just heartless.
No. Everybody's different. He's still feeling the feelings on the inside. It's just hard for him to
No,
get them out.
Cam, you're just defending me. You're just defending me.
Are you getting
all know.
emotional about not being emotional?
I'm kind of getting upset that I'm not emotional. It's not. I can't help it, man. I do what I can to be emotional.
You got pretty emotional during the Dear Zachary watch along, so I remember that. I think you cried in that one. So
I'm soulless. That's all it is. No, you're not. Oh.
No, you're not. Shut up.
Okay. Anyways,
You're switching to
Melissa says, "How well can you do a British accent?" Okay, no offense to anybody who's British. Imitation is the best form of flattery, but here we go. Hello, chap. Good morning to you. Can I have a little bit of a crumpet? A little bit of a crumpet? Oi.
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
It's Tuesday. It's
isn't it?
Tuesday, ain't it? Isn't it great? Isn't it?
Right now, if we have anyone for Bryn, they're like,
Get out of here.
Sorry, guys.
Chad says, if you ever got an opportunity to be an extra in a movie, would you do it? Yeah, why not? I would love to do it in a Marvel movie so I could say I'm in the Marvel universe. That would be really fun.
I would 100% be an extra in a movie. I'd actually they probably wouldn't want me to be an extra because I know I'd fuck up somehow, but it'd be hilarious to be in it. I would want to get my face in it. Like I'd be like one of those guys like,
yeah.
In editing, they'd try to smudge me out.
Ken says, hey guys, just joining the chat. Thank
Hey,
you, Ken, for being here. Glad to see you here. Mike O says, "Is Dear Zachary coming to the channel, or is it just on Patreon?" It's a Patreon exclusive live watch along. We are doing we're now starting live watch alongs to documentaries on Patreon for our bread and butter and bonbon tiers. So that is the first one that we did. We will probably be setting up a poll soon for the next documentary. So if you guys want to check that out, you check it out on Patreon. Wally says, "Let's make Zay cry. Try The Champ from the 70s, Big Fish or Steel Magnolias, maybe To Stir with Love." I haven't seen any of those. Have you seen any of those?
No, but I think you guys misconstrued. That wasn't a call to action. They're like, oh, he hasn't.
Bet.
Come here.
Yeah. Okay. Those are good suggestions. We'll have to check those out. I believe Steel Magnolias is my dad's girlfriend's favorite movie, or one of them. So yeah, something to check out. Thank you, Wally.
I've heard of Steel Magnolias, but I've never actually seen that.
Melissa says we crack her up, and she says, "Have you guys met any actors / celebrities?" So I have met Casper Crump, which no one's gonna know. He played on the show. He was in Legends of Tomorrow season 1. He was also in Green Arrow and The Flash or something like that. And he played the immortal guy. What was his name? Oh, shit. I don't know why. Begins with a V, I think. But he played a villain. He was like the main villain of season 1 of Legends of Tomorrow. I met him at Comic-Con, but I haven't really met. Oh, and I don't know if any of you guys watched Survivor, but I knew Russell Hantz. I used to kind of work for him on his channel for a little bit. So I know Russell Hantz. I don't know if you consider him a celebrity, but yeah. How about you, Zay?
Met any celebrities? I don't think I've really met any
Sports players.
Sports players, no. I mean, we used to go. I used to bring Cameron to the Giants football camp when we were younger. So we've met. I have memorabilia from players. I've gotten stuff signed and gotten pictures with them. I wouldn't say I've met them per se. I will say that my Mima was very, very close friends with a woman that Will Smith was involved with at one point. Yeah, so our families were I mean, I was too young, but there was a chance that that my family could have eventually met. I feel like I have met someone though. I usually have these on the top of my head. I mean, I meet a lot of I've met more internet celebrity people, if anything. I've met the #1 GeoGuessr player in the world and stuff like that. I played games with him. Yeah. So that type of stuff. I'm more I'm usually in that realm of if I think of any though, I'll let you guys know. But yeah.
Yeah, my dad met Uma Thurman. That's
cool.
That's a cool little fact there. A lot of people are backing up Steel Magnolia, saying it'll get you to cry and things like that. JT says Zay 2.0 will have emotions.
My God, they're replacing me.
Yeah, guys, leave a comment down in the chat. Some famous people that you've met before, celebrities. That'll be fun to see. Ash the 8-Ball says, a couple of TV shows I think you would enjoy are Merlin and The 10th Kingdom, and no one seems to react to all their classic shows, so I would recommend Little House on the Prairie and MASH. Okay, great suggestions. I haven't seen any of those. What about you, Zay?
No, but I've heard of Little House on the Prairie, and someone did mention MASH way earlier in the live stream. I do have it on the list. I just wrote down Little House as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, 8-Ball, for the suggestions.
I just thought of a celebrity. Tina's dad was friends with DMX, RIP.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, he was friends with DMX.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. I found that out randomly. She told me that. I was like, what?
Wow.
Tell me that information sooner.
It's gonna give it to you. Knox a Spade with a $10 Canada super chat. Thank you, bringing some life back to the super chats. Thank you, Knox a Spade, for the Canada 10. She says, Zay, have you heard of Rainbow 2010? It's prison anime. It's gritty, realistic, and it has the best friend group. It's my Shawshank Redemption. It'll definitely make you cry. LOL. Your guys' celebrity crushes. Ooh,
Rainbow 2010. I'm writing that down in my personal list right now. I have a list of anime that I have to get to, which is now growing. Thank you for that. I will definitely check that out. Man, for it to be your Shawshank Redemption is pretty crazy. And celebrity crushes. Zendaya is definitely one. I mean, geez.
I personally, I think Zendaya is pretty, but I haven't ever. I'm not a Zendaya guy, but everybody's different.
Valkyrie. I can't. What?
She's very pretty.
You're asking. Margot Robbie. Oh my god.
Yeah, Margot Robbie is stunning.
Sweating now.
Gal Gadot is very, very, very pretty. But none of them are as pretty as my girlfriend.
Right. Yes. Exactly what he said.
So thank you, Knox of Spades, for the $10 super chat. It means a lot. You've got some great questions here, and for the suggestion. I don't watch too much anime, but I've always. Here's the thing. I know if I find the right anime, I'm gonna be engulfed in it. But I need something that's like heartfelt. Like I just remember being on a bus and they played an anime movie, and it was like it wasn't like crazy action or anything. But it was like the art was so beautiful. The world that took me away.
Probably a Studio Ghibli one. Studio Ghibli is like known for their art design and everything. Is like they're like the meme with them is like the animators forgot they had a budget basically because like the way that they make stuff look is like crazy. You'll find one. There's a lot of them. The problem is there's a lot of them that have too much. Like you have to get past the quirk of certain characters. Like sometimes they're like almost too because a lot of them are kids typically they're like younger high schooler.
Yeah,
like, you got to get past that moment with some of them. But Death Note, I saw someone put that's a good one.
I know a lot about the lore of Death Note, but it's super interesting stuff.
That gets crazy. Light Yagami's crazy.
All right, well, thank you, Knox of Spades. Let's see what we got here. Vesuvius says she's met Margot Kidder from that first Superman in a liquor store in St. Francisville, Louisiana. That's cool. B Spin says I ran into Drew Barrymore at a movie theater, but I was too chicken to approach her. Yeah, I mean, you got to respect their space, but to see, I mean, like I'm trying to think, who would I freak out the most if I saw in public? Like who would make me go like scared to approach, but like really want to like don't want to miss this opportunity? It would probably be Jack Black, I think.
Jack Black would be crazy.
Yeah.
To run into in an airport. I think mine would be more like because I'm more music based, so it would be like if I ran to like if I saw Drake at an airport, I'd be like, "What are you doing here?" I'd be like,
Barack Obama's sister was my social studies teacher. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
That's insane. That's actually nuts.
Wow, that's crazy. Melissa says the last guy who played Q from Star Trek was on LAX to Honolulu. That's cool. As a flight attendant, you must meet a bunch of people.
I'm sure.
Yeah, JT says a bunch of celebs from Star Trek, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Stan Lee at Comic-Con. Oh, I wish I met Stan Lee. You know, he's passed away now, rest in peace. But I really wish I met him. That would have been so amazing. We've got Madison saying, I saw David Barinez 4 years ago in New York. He was in the shows Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Bones. Oh, okay. Cool.
All right.
Back when I smoked, I had a cigarette with Joni Mitchell. B-Spin. Oh, yeah, I did meet Ricky Martin. That's crazy.
It's insane when people have met.
Yeah, what the fuck? I haven't met anybody. I met Rossi De Palma. Yeah, I've personally met Ronnie Millsap, Neil McNoy, Trace Adkins, Colin Ray, John Schneider, Tom Wopat, and Tommy Thompson. Trace Adkins is the one that stands out on this list. Trace Adkins is super cool. I used to listen to. I had a stepdad when I was younger who loved Trace Adkins, so we used to listen to like Honky Tonk, Donkey Donk, and things like that. So he's one of the few country artists that I actually really, really enjoy. Adam says Brad Pitt is their crush.
That's a great celebrity crush.
Vesuvius says girlfriends always reign supreme. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Cowboy Bebop is an easy one to get into. That's interesting. So here's the thing. I know this show is like 1,000 fucking episodes, but the
One Piece.
the description for One Piece sounded entertaining to me.
So here's what you would do is if you don't want to watch 1,000 episodes because there's a lot of filler in One Piece, there's actually a website a kid designed that cuts out all the filler, so it tells you what to watch in each season.
Mhm.
That's how I'm gonna personally watch.
I'm a
thing, 'cause
completionist. If I ever start it, I'm
then-
gonna want to
then-
watch it all.
Then by all power to you.
Well, I don't know if I ever am though. I don't have the time.
1,000 episodes is like, it's
But they're
just
like
too
20
much.
minutes, right?
Probably
It's
like
still
30,
20,000
yeah.
hours, right?
Huh? 20
No,
minutes?
20,000
No.
minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Jeez, that's
the
still
math
a
was
lot.
not mathing right there.
He met she met A-Rock from Beastie Boys.
Beastie
You were an
Boys.
extra
I
on a
listen to
cooking
Beastie
show.
Boys.
Oh, an
my-
extra on a cooking show. Well, that's cool.
My cousin Evan wrote a letter to Shia LaBeouf and he sent back a signed picture of him. He asked him for a signed picture. It was for some project.
Oh,
And I was-
really?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna see if I get a signed picture. I'm like, okay. A week later, he's like, look what I got in the mail. I'm like, how did that happen? Like, that's crazy.
Heath Ledger is Knox's celebrity crush. Heath Ledger was amazing in his
yeah.
performances I've seen so far. Melissa met JFK Jr. on a plane back in the late 80s. That's crazy. Wow. I can't imagine like what you do as a flight attendant. Do you just say, hey, big fan, or hey, I know who you are? Like, what do you say?
Hi. Like grabbing their ear.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, can I get you a beverage?
Madison says Timothy Chalamet is her celebrity crush. I've seen the first Dune movie. Zay, you haven't seen Dune, right?
There's a
got
second
it.
one, right?
It's coming out. Yeah, we got to watch the Dune movies, especially because you like Zendaya. So we'll have to see that. Perfect Hand won a signed poster from Bruce Campbell during a live show. That is pretty
That's
awesome.
Crazy.
Whoa, John, you met Robert Downey Jr. What?
Oh, that's insane.
As a Marvel fan, that's like the #1 goal.
Oh, meeting Iron Man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hi, yeah, those are all some pretty crazy people that you met there. Not people are crazy, but you know what I mean. Memes Fan says, yes, Dune. Yeah, Dune was very well crafted. I really enjoyed it, and I want to get Zay into it.
It seemed interesting when I saw the trailers. I was like, I don't know how this movie's gonna do.
Super immersive. That's one of those movies that you're watching like that's one of those you're gonna forget at times that you got to provide commentary because you're just like,
oh,
it's really immersive, and the score is so it's so fucking good. Don't make that face.
That's how you felt.
It is so good.
You had to hit that high note.
John says I worked with him on a movie. Oh, okay. What movie? Yeah, let us know. Bull Puppet says Attack on Titan is a must. I've heard great things about Attack on Titan.
Oh, the finale, the second half of the finale comes out this month or next month. I can't wait. It has some of the craziest twists in especially in an anime that I've seen. The only other one that I'd say is Code. If you guys ever seen Code Geass, that right that was one that you'd probably like because the characters. He's smart. He's always thinking ahead. He's like a chess he plays chess, and it's kind of like the staying moves ahead of people is the whole theme of it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty nuts. There's some action, but
that's a big theme
cool.
in anime, I feel like, isn't it?
It can be
the planning ahead, whether the villain or
one of them always being steps ahead and trying to outwit. But there's few characters that they make that are super this dude, Lelouch is you're this dude's a genius. It's insane. And he's younger than everyone he's dealing with. So that's what's cool.
Wow. Chad says, glad I saw Dune on the big screen. Yeah, I saw an IMAX and it was the speakers shook me to my core. All right, yeah. So listen, guys, we got some things we have to take care of tomorrow. We got about 10 minutes left here, and then we'll call the stream a wrap. So get in what you want to get in the last 10 minutes here. Again, we are prioritizing super chats, but everything seems pretty chill here in the live, which is fine and great as well. Hussein says, I feel so out of place. If I ever come to America, we're going to all conventions and meeting every celebrity. Yes, Hussein is our editor. Big shout out to Hussein. Glad you can make a live stream. You haven't ever gone to one that I've seen so far. So we're happy you're able to make it to this one. And guys, you got to give him props. Give Hussein all the props in the world. He is the reason why you guys are so entertained. He is the third wheel of this tricycle. He is the one that edits all the videos and puts them all together and does a very, very fantastic job at it. So thank you, Hussein. And yes, if you do come to America, we are going to conventions and we're just going to meet every celebrity. We're going to get a list of all their houses and knock on all their doors and we're going to get it done.
And you'll have all the hot Cheetos you want, Hussein. I got you set up for that. Don't worry. I'll stockpile them.
Yes, there we go. And okay, so thanks, Hussein. John says it's a Thanksgiving movie. Oh, Home for the Holidays, the first movie directed by Jodie Foster. Oh, okay. Maybe we can watch that for Thanksgiving then. Because we need a Thanksgiving movie. We did Plane, Trains, and Automobiles last year. We could do Home for the Holidays. With Robert Downey Jr. maybe. That would be fun.
Yeah.
We got some love for Hussein.
I saw, where was it? Somebody, while I look for it. Oh, Knox asked, what's your favorite behind the scenes movie fact? Mine is for Brokeback. It was Heath's idea to switch the shirts. He acted like an excited kid introducing the idea.
What was the question?
What's your favorite behind the scenes movie fact?
I always love the ad lib facts. I don't know if I can think of one specifically, but the ones where they say, "Oh, the actor actually did this," or
like Heath Ledger with Batman with the remote.
The button. That's probably the best one. Yeah,
I think one that I also like that I just found out about recently. Christopher Nolan for Tenet got a full Boeing 747 and actually crashed it into a building that wasn't miniatures and that wasn't fake set design. He really bought a plane and he really crashed it. And the hospital that they blew up was an actual building that was getting demolition. And he was like,
"Yeah,
can I
bro,
blow it up for you?"
You want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
When I heard he was doing Oppenheimer, I thought he was going to use a nuke. Like, because if you think about the practicality of it, it wouldn't be impossible. You know, like he could, if he had authorization, he could find like a testing site or somewhere and just blast one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I heard the way that they made that was like a mix of a bunch of stuff, but people were saying it's so surreal looking that you kind of wonder if he really did blow up a nuke.
All right, we've got Unknown Dax. Hey, Unknown Dax, glad to see you here. Unknown Dax has a $20.01 super chat, just flying at us like a spaceship into our hair. I don't know if that makes any sense, but thank you so much.
Just coming out of left field with a crowbar and beating our knees in with 2001.
Yeah, pulling a Joker and a Robin on us with the $20.01 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, what up, boys? Maybe do a top 10 episode sample of classic cultural relevant shows that are too niche or large for a full run. Twilight Zone, Star Trek, I Love Lucy, All in the Family, MASH, pop culture origin, basically. That's a great idea.
That's actually very good. I'm copying that idea down right now.
Yeah, make sure you get that down because that would be really fun to do at some point. I love Twilight Zone type of stuff like Black Mirror. The new Twilight Zone show was really fun. I haven't seen all the old ones. That could be really fun. Star Trek, I know, has great episodes, a great following. I Love Lucy, I've heard about. All in the Family, MASH. These are all great suggestions, and I haven't like really seen any of the shows in full or anything. So like a top 10. I've seen
one episode of Twilight Zone ever, and it was good. It's such a good.
Was it the mask one, or was it the one where they?
I think they show it to us.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's the one I've seen.
Yeah, I think I
where
think
everyone
they showed
becomes
us one.
Ugly.
Yeah, I think they showed us one in school or something, and I think that was the one. Yeah, Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Unknown Dax. That's a fantastic idea. Thank you for the $20.01 smackaroonies. Yeah, and Vesuvi says the old Twilight Zones are masterclasses in short story composition. Yeah, good to know. I've heard great things. Hussein says thanks for the love. Yeah, thanks for the love for Hussein, guys. He deserves
Hussein.
all the credit there. Jonathan says, I have been wanting someone to do a reaction series to the top 100 TV episodes of all time. that would be interesting, but we got to be careful because we don't want to do something that like a show we do want to get to at some point, and then like ruin the, get a big
Yeah.
spoiler or something like that. Things like the
It would-
Twilight Zone is better because they're like anthology.
Apologies. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We've got a $5 flight attendant smack because we were getting out of our seats when we weren't supposed to. So she's like, hey, $5 smack to the forehead. Thank you, Melissa, for the $5. She says, she said, I told you I'd be here until the lights go out. Good night, guys. Auto tune us out. Oh, I'll give you some auto tune real quick. Have a good night. Zoomed in is a treat for us all.
All right.
All right. All right, Melissa. Thank you again for the $5 super chat. Vesuvius says, I feel as if I can read Isaiah's mind.
Oh, can you? Yeah, I think everyone can.
Chad says, love the zoom. Zoom in on Isaiah. Melissa, here comes your close up of Zay. Yeah, they all saw that one
I knew
coming.
that one was coming.
All right.
Goodness.
In Fast and Furious, when the Rock says to Tyrese, better hide that big ass forehead. Yeah, I saw the short that was the laughing was real on that.
Yeah, bro, that was actually hilarious. I did see that clip and I laughed when he said that because I was like, that's insane. And then to find out that he rips that is insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wally says, OMG, Zay just reminded of Robert Downey Jr. and Rob Rustler in Weird Science. I
Weird
don't know if I've
Science.
seen that movie. I've heard of it.
Sounds so familiar.
That the one where they make a girlfriend? I've seen that one, I think. Hello, Kitty. Zay's eyes burning into my soul as he looks at me in disappointment.
It's not at you. Don't worry. It's only at that one. This one right here. Yeah, you see it. You're lucky. We got to figure out a way to for me to reach into out of frame and all of a sudden my hand comes into your frame. Imagine. That'd be insane.
That would be freaky. John says, yes, that's it, Cam. Yeah, so I think I might have seen that one. Yeah, they make a girlfriend. It's a really fun movie. Adam says you want Cam's laugh as a ringtone. When I get laughing hard, it's uncontrollable. It's like something else is taking over.
It's insane.
I can
love
barely freaking breathe.
And it just builds off that because then if I start laughing, then we just build off each other in our madness.
Yeah. Zay makes me laugh a lot. When there's a specific me and Zay have a he can make a really awkward face, but there's a specific humor that Zay and I have that when something happens on the screen, I may not laugh to it myself, but when Zay's there, it invokes a specific humor.
Triggers something.
We don't even have to say anything. We both know we find it hilarious before we start laughing. One thing, I don't know why, but when someone grabs someone by the collar of their shirt, that's a thing that Zay and I just laugh at so much.
It's so absurd. To get to have someone walk up and grab you by
Yeah,
nuts. Or Cam and I will look at each other on screen. We'll look at each other and we'll just die laughing at certain things.
Because
what is
we know
happening?
exactly what the other one is finding hilarious in that moment.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
I love it.
We're really in tune with each other's humor, because we share a lot of the same humor. Probably because we grew up together and ingrained that humor in each other, just had the same kind of experiences, which is fantastic, which makes our reactions even better and more entertaining. And look, some people don't like our humor. That's fine. Don't watch it. Okay.
I like our humor.
That's all we'll say.
Fine. Don't watch it.
B Spin with a $9.99 super chat wants to close us out here. Says, good night, guys. Good night to you. Thank you for the support, and good night to everybody else. It has been a fun time. Love talking movies with you guys. Zay, any final thoughts before we head out here?
Real quick, Hussein asked if we had seen Oppenheimer or Barbie. I have seen Barbie. I don't know if Cam has.
I haven't seen either of them. But I wanted to watch Barbie the other night because everyone told me how good it was.
It's a good time.
And but it's like $25 to rent, so I'm not doing that. But maybe we can save them for a reaction or something. Oppenheimer would be fun to do. We could reach out back out to Charlie, the nuclear engineer, who joined us for
I think that would
Strangelove.
be very, very fun to bring him back because we got to see an older movie kind of like that. So it'd be cool to see.
We'll have to, maybe we can reach back out to him.
But good night, everybody. I hope everyone had a good time. We appreciate you stopping by. We appreciate the super chats, guys. And make sure you guys get some good old shut eye. It's a hump day today.
Yeah, John, it's okay if you just got here. You can tune in and watch it back. Should be here after we end it. But yeah, look, we do got to call it a night now. Thank you.
We'll try to aim to do weekend ones too.
We mainly were going to do weekend ones, but it was, Zay's anniversary this weekend. So, but again, every 2 weeks, guys. And of course, live watch alongs on Patreon. We will do a poll soon on what the next one will be. Those will be for documentaries. But again, thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks if you come back to the live stream. And peace. Oh, no.